So today, or this evening, I am going to take you through a yoga practice. So from the previous video we talked about breath, which I can say now is Samavriti Pranayama, basically equal inhale to exhale. And I want you to continue to do that. So if you can inhale for 4, exhale for 4, inhale for 6, exhale for 6. The idea is we are focusing on the breath and the movement. So get started with a few of those deep breaths. So first, bring your shoulders to your ears, rotate them back and down so they're nice and relaxed. You've got a good space between your shoulders and your ears, and a count. And we're going to inhale through the nose. And then expand your ribcage. And exhale. Everything relaxes. We're going to, that's just movement now. So as you inhale, bring the arms up, stretching through the fingertips, but shoulders down so they're not coming up towards the ears. And then exhale, float them down. You can get your head involved, so look down. And then as you inhale, chin up, shoulders down. Exhale, turn the palms away. And tuck your chin. 3 more of those. Inhale. Look up. Exhale. Look at the cat. Little bows and clipped. Inhale, palms up. Shoulders down. Exhale. Palms away. Down. One more. Inhale. Look up. Exhale. Look down. And we're going to do a twist here. So we're going to put our right hand behind us, make sure the shoulder is still rotated away from your ear, and going to lift up the left arm, no, got that wrong. Left hand comes to right knee, and right hand come up or to the side as you rotate it around. So from the side, left hand to right knee, right arm rotates around and back. Again, make sure your shoulders are rotated down, pulling your abdominals towards your spine, and don't crank into this position, but let it come from your middle. So you breathe in and out. You should feel a really nice twist in your spine. It's a great stretch. And it's not about pulling into the position, it's just helping relax. So take those deep breaths in and out, helping you relax into the pose. Checking your form, making sure your shoulders are away from your ears and you're not cranking into position. One more inhale and exhale, come back to center. Now we're going to take our left and right hand to left knee, left hand up and behind the back, shoulders rotated back and down. Movement coming from the middle. No pushing or pulling against your knee. Just deep breaths. Also, as a modification, if you can't do this cross-legged, you can kneel and twist from here. Deep breaths, equal inhale and exhale. See if you can make your breath audible. Let your body relax into this position. And come back to centre. From here we're going to come onto all fours. We're going to do cat-cow, Smoky. Right, so, excuse me cat. We're going to make sure our wrists, elbows, in line with our shoulders, and knees, hips in line. Here, make sure you're pressing, spreading your fingertips, pressing in between your finger and thumb and your inner elbow here. Make sure it's rotated in, so your shoulders are back, elbows rotated, feet inwards, facing forwards. Hope that makes sense. So your elbows aren't sticking out, but rotated inwards. Flat back. And what we're going to do is inhale, dropping our abdomen. So it looks like you're just sticking your butt up, you kind of are. And shoulders back, looking slightly upwards. And then as you exhale, let it come from your abdomen, pulling up, rounding the back, rounding your shoulders forward, letting the head drop. This is cat, Halloween cat. So Maggie, would you like to give us an example? No, just sit in the way. Inhale. Coming through. And Smokey. Exhale. You know you're crazy when you start just walking back to your cat, meowing back. Inhale. Don't know why this is a cow. Pressing through your fingertips and see if you can press through your toes. So it's weird, but it took me a while just to feel that connection. Grounding through will really help. Exhale round, we'll do one more. Really good for the spine. Inhale. Exhale round. From here, we're going to do an upper body stretch, which I find great for my upper back. So, sort of call it threading the needle. Make sure your right, no, this is left. The left hand is on the ground, so you're still in tabletop position, and you twist as high as you can go. Actually, make it easier, I'll do this side first, towards the camera. So, the left hand goes up, it can come here. If you're really flexible here, just don't pull into it because you'll hurt yourself. So, I'm quite stiff, so we're going to go here, and then you're going to thread it through. I'll now change it so you can see, so you're threading it through, coming to rest your ear or your head onto the ground, and the hand which is on the ground, what you can do is press into that, the elbow bent, and you should feel a really nice upper body stretch. If you like, you can move this hand forward, square the shoulders off so they're not too rotated. I like doing it this way and pushing into the hand just to get a bit of stretch. So, as I said, left. Do some inhales with this. So once you've found a comfortable position, as in nothing screaming pain, take some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. One more inhale. exhale, come back to tabletop. Right, and then we'll do the opposite arm. So make the right one, rotate up, and then threading it through underneath. Come to rest on your ear or your head and adjust so you feel the stretch. Make sure I find wrist, elbow in line. This really helps. And do deep breathing. One more inhale. Exhale as you come out. That stretch, a bit more like an intense version of this. Hopefully you really felt that in your upper back. I'm going to take you into a low lunge now. So, move your tail. Step one, leg forward. Got my right foot forward. And what you can do with your back knee, if you like, is just move it back slightly. Leave your toes, back toes, curled under or pressed into the ground. What I want you to do here, square off your hips, which is something you'll hear quite a bit in yoga. Which means in these sort of positions, your body can move to try and make it easier, but we want to stretch your right muscle. So with your hips, they might be wanting to twist towards the left. We want to make them square to the front. So to do this, envisage bringing your right thigh bone inwards. So almost like I'm cranking that in, which brings this hip round. So I'm almost pulling this thigh bone in, this hip backwards, and pushing the left one forwards. So nice and square. And here we want to keep a flat back. We want to make sure our knees don't go over our toes. So if you take your hands to the thigh of the leg which is stretched forward, and adjust yourself as necessary if you like. You can bring the back foot forward a bit more. If that's easier to get a flat back and to square off your hips. You should feel the stretch right in the front of that back leg. Take some deep breaths here. Deep breathing helps your body relax into the pose, making it a deeper stretch. Make sure you're evenly pressing in with all the toes and sides of your feet, not gripping in the toes, and you're being mindful of the contact with your back toes. Just make sure you're not leaning too far forward or back. And I keep having to remind myself to adjust. I'm going to stop talking now. Deep breath. Make this your last one as you inhale and exhale. What I'm going to do here is frame the front foot. Depending on your anatomy, my legs are much longer than the rest of my body, so I come onto my fingertips here. If you can come onto your palms, that's great. Fists, maybe. If your hands or wrists are particularly bad. Another cat is coming. And this one, if you want, you can move your back leg, knee back further. Still making sure we're pulling the bent knee in and you're flat back, you're not rounded here. Flat back, the best way to check where your shoulders are. If they're up by your, shrugged by your ears, or you feel like your upper back is rounded, move them up and down. And that will help keep your back straight, and also tucking your tailbone under. You'll feel it because it'll be like this. And you want to flat back, so check those shoulders. And this is a bit more of an intense stretch here in the psoas. So come out if you want to, back on to your thigh if it's too much, and just move your knee back a bit more. Just do some more deep breathing here. Spending a bit longer in these poses just to get a deeper stretch. And as you exhale, mindfully and slowly come back to tabletop. Next, you're going to be in the way, and move your left forward. Don't worry, I'll work around you. Moving that right knee back, keeping those toes curled or flat. Slowly rolling up, making sure our hips are square, so thigh bone pulled in on the left side, hip joint on the right, pushing forward, so it's like, I don't know, I hope that would help, but you want to flat back here, so we are leaning into it a bit, but we're keeping the flat back. Check alignment here by making sure your front knee isn't going out to the left or the right, and directly straight in front of your hip. Pulling inwards. Hello. Let's all get involved, eh? Deep breaths. It's too much. Come out a bit more. Just work in your comfort zone. You want to feel the stretch. You don't want to feel any pain. Now, we'll come to frame that front foot. And you can always move the back knee out further. Feel a deeper stretch in the psoas on your right side. So again, if it's easier, take the thumb to the hip crease, moving it back so that if you were to draw a line onto the other, your hips would be parallel. Flat back, so check where your shoulders are as you're breathing. Then rotate them back and glide down. You feel them hunched up towards your ears. Sure you're not gripping in your toes. Don't be rude to your sister. Good bird. Some deep breaths here. And slowly, mindfully come back to all fours. And this is only a quick one, so we're going to come into child's pose here, where your hips, your knees are about mat width apart, so a big V, or big toes come to touch. So it's like toes touching. And sit back onto your heels. So if this is, you're already feeling this, you can move your knees closer together or hip width apart or a little wider. Wider gets into the hips a bit more, but you want to make sure your butt stays on your feet as we reach up. Inhale and exhale, come down. We're not in a way at all, Smokey. Now we don't want our butt coming up, so as soon as you feel the contact go between your glutes and your heels, then come out of it a bit, so you can reach forward and stay here. You can just reach forward and stay here. You want to still flat back, you don't want to be rounded out. Or if you can, cat's not the way, you can come all the way down, reaching those fingertips forward, but making sure, again, your shoulders aren't hunched towards your ears, you're rotating them back and down. Give your neck some space there. My knee's giving me grief, so it's been a bit longer. And then once you found a position, so cat's in the way, I'll show you here. Just take some deep inhale and exhale. Make sure you're hinging from your hips and not your lower back. Hinging from your lower back looks like this, hinging from your hips looks like this. You'll feel the difference. So, reach forward with those hips. A lot of this is practice, so these, not necessarily shorter but simpler videos are just good to get you started, to be mindful of the body. You can come down to the ground, you can place your head onto the mat as you take 3 more deep breaths and out quiet. Make this your last inhale. Exhale. Just walk your fingertips up, closer. And I could come into a kneeling or cross-legged position. And we're going to end as we began with some deep breaths. So palms up, shoulders down, looking up as we inhale, turning palms away, move it, looking down, grabbing a cat, to exhale, sink, gathering positivity, I'll be one of those people. Exhale as push down, just negative energy, you know, sometimes using a visual helps. Whatever works for you, but inhale, good stuff. Exhale, bad stuff. That's why you are on purpose eating away, Smokey. 3 more deep breaths. Hands on your knees. Let your breath return to normal. If you're comfortable, just close your eyes for a second. And be grateful to yourself because you took this time for your body, for your mind, for you. And hopefully in this moment, you're feeling better for it. Which is the purpose of doing these exercises. Not just so we can look awesome, trying to do some crazy yoga pose or ripped because we lift loads of weights, but because it makes us feel good. So, it's feel done for me and Smokey. That meow is like, isn't that a meow? I hope this was good. The more I learn about yoga, the more I will do some videos, but I hope this isn't too slow and boring. And I will end with the usual, keep moving and keep smiling. Bye.